Lately, I realized you guys haven't been loving my Dyson blowouts as much as when I style it with a curling iron. So I'm going to show you guys today how I do it. We need to make sure there are absolutely no knots and no tangles. I like to work in two sections, the top one being a lot smaller than the bottom section. My top section is this size. And then I just section it off. And then I go in with some hair oil that's going to double as heat protection. I love this one from Olaplex. When I glide my hair curler through, I like it to kind of just like seamlessly slip and glide through, versus if you use a spray, it typically has a lot more grip to it, which just makes it kind of hard to glide my curler through. The style that I use is from GHD. It's got a clamp and it is a 1¼ inch barrel. And what I like to do is I like to take mostly horizontal sections, and I kind of just like to glide the hair through the curler. And the first pass really is to just like heat up the hair, and then once you get down to the bottom piece, I like to just curl it up and make sure that there is some tension with it. I like to hold for a little bit, and honestly not too long, and then quickly before the hair cools down, wrap it around my hands and clip it in place, all while it's still hot. So in order to prevent any creasing with this clamp, for example, if I go like this, there will automatically be a crease here. I don't know if you could see, but that is not cute. So what I like to do immediately is I like to twist my hair over and make sure that the hair is always smoothly up against it versus going against the clamp. That part definitely took some practice on my end, but once you get the hang of it, it is honestly so easy and it all just comes like second nature. I really don't like to keep my hair in the curler for that long, just because I feel like so much heat is transferred onto the hair that as long as I pin it up while it's still hot, it's still actively curling in the size and in the direction that I need it to. So I really don't need to worry about it too much. I like to work in horizontal sections just because I love the way this style comes out, but I will say, out of all the ways and directions to curl your hair, this has got to be the least long-lasting way, but in my opinion, it is the most beautiful way as well. But it's also a little bit unpredictable. You guys will obviously see the results at the end, but it kind of has like a mind of its own, which I think is what makes it look like that fresh bouncy blowout versus you're just curling your hair. So I really love it, but if your hair tends to just fall flat immediately, then I would definitely rethink this one, or make sure you are using the right hairspray and products for it. I rarely use hairspray, and it's not that I'm against hairspray and I like what it does to my hair. However, I normally do this on very clean hair, and I like my hair to last for 3 to 5 days before I have to wash it, and adding hairspray kind of just adds to that buildup, and it makes it feel dirty a lot quicker. I'd rather have a style that falls flat but still looks nice instead of having to wash my hair within a day. Okay, now even though I'm left with this one section that looks more vertical than it does horizontal, I'm literally still just going to curl it as if it were a horizontal piece. Guys, I literally have a trip tomorrow. Here I am curling my hair in the middle of the night. Instead of packing, by the way. Okay, now I have to do the side. I think something that really makes this look what it is the fact that the roots are always so lifted. Like while I'm styling, oh my god, it's a long piece of hair. Like while I style it, the roots are constantly lifted. And then whenever I set it in my pins, I always make sure that the root is like fully lifted. The worst thing you could do when setting your hair is squishing down your root. The fact that I'm taking my time to do my hair right now, but then going to sleep right after, should be absolutely illegal, because what the heck. At this point, I'm always so exhausted, but we're down to the very last part, and this is why I like to keep this part really small, is because this is honestly the most difficult part. I pretty much do it without seeing anything. This is pretty much what I look like half the time. So the sections I work in up here, they're gonna appear to be kind of random, but it's kind of not. I work in like these horizontal sections that are a little bit like diagonal. So like this would be one. Pretty much it is just the same thing, except this time we are curling towards the face. You could also curl towards the crown and probably get the same amount of volume, but recently I've just been feeling more comfortable curling towards the face, so it's really just going to be whatever is the most comfortable for you. As always, make sure that the root stays lifted and don't squish it down. I'm going to switch over to this side. Guys, I literally can't see. This part is definitely just like the most tiring part. Again, if you get really tired and frustrated the first time you try this, it is totally and completely normal. I feel like I've had so much practice, and now clamp, the gliding, the sections, everything's really just like comes natural to me. But when I first started experimenting, it was definitely a lot of trial and error, so don't be too hard on yourself. Now for the bang area, I used to do this thing where I would still go ahead and get this wet and do a full-on blowout because nothing beats a real blowout, at least when it comes to the bang area. But recently there's been a way that I've been doing it that just looks amazing. So basically you split the bangs in half, and whichever section you take, you make sure the clamp is facing the middle part of your hair, and you kind of pull it out to the opposite end, and then you roll in. It's going to give you a very lifted sweep right here. And then you just gather the hair and pin like normal. And then we're just going to go ahead and do the same thing to the other side. And if you ever just feel like your curls are too tight, just remember that you can set it in like huge curls or tight curls, and that's really going to alter the curl itself. I always get asked how long I keep these in, and the reality is just for however long I want. I do make sure to leave it for as long as it takes to cool. So once it's cool, I can just take it out or just keep chilling this way, whatever I feel. But yeah, I'll be back to reveal the hair. Guys, I'm back, and it's been a while, but it is time for my favorite part, and that is revealing the hair. Look how shiny that is. Another thing that I forgot to mention is whenever you are pinning down your hair, make sure you are careful, make sure you are neat, make sure you are a little bit organized. If you're not, taking these out will be such a pain. Trust me, it is worth the extra few seconds that it takes to make sure you are neat with these versus the pain and the time it will take to untangle them afterwards. So basically this is what my hair looks like before I brush it, before I do anything to it. And what I like to do is I literally just brush it down, flip my hair over, and just shake it out. And then that's really where you see the volume and the body just like come to life. You see what I mean with the curls and the way and the pattern kind of just like has a mind of its own when you curl it this way. Like, I'm obsessed. This is the part where you can add hairspray, you can add hair oil, you can do whatever you want. Me personally, I'm just gonna add a little bit more of the oil. If you struggle with volume, you could also add some texturizing spray to your roots. You guys, look at how this hair just like comes together. I'm obsessed. And here is the final result. Let me know what you guys think, and I'll see you later.